Hi. This time I want to talk about something that came up when I was talking with Shonner the other day. You can see our conversation in the link in the description. We were talking about psionics and sci-fi in general. And then the topic of how do you handle the origins or the reasons for psionics came up. In the case of Shonner, he usually runs one-shots. And he has this agreement with his players that they are not going to delve too deep into the origins of psionics. They are not too focused on how psionics came to be, why they exist, and they even have some restrictions that certain powers cannot be used, or at least not in a very over the top way and such. But it got me wondering that I think that determining the origin of psionics and magic, any sort of supernatural force in your tabletop RPG world, it's a fountain of adventure seeds. Because oftentimes, these two forces, magic being more like an external thing in many cases, unless there is a certain, like a sorcerer's bloodline, it's usually related to some sort of fabric within reality, something that you can wield as a resource. In a lot of cases, as some sort of fantasy science. And in the case of psionics, there could also be some scientific aspects to them, but it's more like an internal thing. In the case, for example, Shonner, he thinks that psionics are kind of like a biological potential. So regardless of how you want to look at magic and psionics, the origins, the reasons as to why they exist in your game world, they are just like a mine of adventure seeds. Let's take a look at magic. Magic in tabletop RPGs is often represented or portrayed as the very fabric of reality. It has something to do with the creation of the world as well. Maybe it's some sort of raw material, intangible material, or material that can potentially, I don't think it's the right way to pronounce it, like some sort of energy or force that could affect the material world if you know the principles, the words, the gestures, etc. It could also be related to the gods themselves. So anything that has to do with magic, with the creation of the world, could serve as the focus for like a high stakes campaign. Maybe something is going to happen to magic as you know it. It threatens the way that the world is being kept stable. Maybe you have like an order and chaos situation going on. And the reason why the world is imbalanced in that RPG is because magic keeps that harmony. Otherwise, kind of like an eternal champion situation, you know, the Elric saga. If magic is destroyed or whatever, or distorted, perhaps chaos rules supreme and there is no consistency to anything. All of the shapes, they are distorted. There wouldn't be any stability, no geometry, so to speak. Everything will be like some sort of amorphous, chaotic mass. I highly recommend the Elric saga. It's a great way to envision such a world. But there is also the possibility of order overruling everything. So everything is paralyzed. There is no change, no transformation. Everything is crystallized, so to speak. In absolute order, nothing moves forward. There is no change, no chaos. So when it comes to magic, anything that has to do with adventure ideas concerning law and chaos or order or whatever, the harmony, the balance, it's perfect for those sorts of campaigns. And this is just one way of using the origins, the very nature of magic in your tabletop RPGs. And what about psionics? What's the hidden potential of a human? Or even other beings, humanoids and such, depending on the game world, when it comes to tapping into this hidden potential? Also, is there a price to it? Because obviously, oftentimes in tabletop role-playing games, only in very specific cases, there are exceptions, but you oftentimes see that your body, perhaps even your sanity, your spirit, takes a toll because of the use of psionics. There are other subsystems. Maybe you have like a pool of psionic points and that's it. Your body is never in danger or at risk. This also happens in some magic related situations. But if we were to consider psionics to be like a sort of hidden muscle, if you can express it like that, that is also connected to your biology in some way, maybe it's going to take a toll on you. And how was this brought forth? Is it something related to astrology? Even though you could say that that thing is more like on the domain or purview of magic, maybe the stars aligned in some way, or depending on your game world, or it's some effect of the moon and the sun, and suddenly some people started to develop these powers. Or what if there was someone that for whatever reason developed such psionic powers? Again, check out my video, my talk with Shoner, and that person kind of like passed that ability to someone else, and they started to pass it on. I think there is this RPG. It's from the Arc Dream Publishing, you know, the wiggle system, or how do you call it when you roll 10-sided dice? What's the name of that? It's a superhero game. And there is this character that is kind of like passing on the special powers. She's a woman that is passing special powers to others, but unintentionally. It's a similar situation. Or what if it's the typical government or corporation situation like Akira, you know, the anime, the original video animation, and they started to experiment on someone. What are the limitations and the consequences of such experiments? So those are just some general thoughts. I think when it comes to the origins, the reasons of the existence of magic or psionics in your RPG worlds, it's definitely worth a look to delve deeper into them. Or if you are running one-shots like Shoner, maybe it's not going to be so important unless that one-shot is focused on magic or psionics. That could be another way of looking at things. Well, thank you for watching this video. I would love to know your own thoughts on this, on psionics, magic, the way that you handle it in your campaign world. Maybe someone out there is using this very original take on psionics and magic in RPGs. Let me know about it in the comment section. As always, thank you for watching my videos. Thank you for your likes and your comments. If you have any questions or comments, please let me know. And thank you so much to those of you that are going the extra mile to support the channel. If anyone else wishes to further support the channel, the information on how to do that will be in the description below. And remember, it is better to roleplay and fail in character than not to roleplay and fail as a player. Once again, thank you, and see you later.